Alright gamers, guess what fucking time it is? The new expansion has been announced. Guild Wars 2 Janthir Wilds. Let me tell you, I am beyond excited for this. I feel it in my bones, man. This expansion is it's gonna be a good one. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this. We're looking at the first initial trailer that they dropped at the moment. Definitely gonna have that linked below so that you can watch it in your own time. It's a really cool trailer. The very first thing that I noticed personally, right at the very beginning, is the music. It's, I gotta admit, like, I enjoyed the previous expansion, Secrets of the Obscure. One thing that I wasn't a fan of was the music. I was very unimpressed with the music of Secrets of the Obscure. It wasn't bad, but I've just all of the previous expansions have had insane music. Like, I love the music of all the previous ones. So I was a little disappointed when the music of Secrets of the Obscure was just kind of average. This seems like this seems like it's not going to be the case. There is some really cool music in this trailer, and I really hope that that's going to continue through the actual expansion. Check this out, dude. This looks like the Astral Ward architecture. They did mention that, the Secrets of the Obscure, like the Wizard's Tower and all of that kind of stuff is going to be tangentially related. Like, they're not just going to completely ignore all of that in the new story. So it looks like it might actually be properly a part of the new story here. This is like, the Wizard's Tower type architecture is what it looks like to me. So it looks like we might actually, that Secrets of the Obscure expansion might be a bit bigger of a plot point going forwards in these mini expansions. This area looks pretty gross. So far, we've got a lot of very beautiful scenery. That previous area that looks pretty gross. I guess we're going to have at least one gross looking map, maybe. But all of the other scenes that we see here just look very cool. Me personally, there's a lot of really cool features that have been announced, and they're pretty cool. I'm keen for them, but I swear to God, the biggest thing that I'm excited for with this new expansion is just the open world maps. It's kind of hard to explain, but Secrets of the Obscure had this. It had this weird thing where the maps were cool and they were like interesting concepts, but like the floating archipelago islands and the floating parts of Amnitus, they were interesting, but like they were kind of like 90% empty space, if you know what I mean. Like, there wasn't a lot of actual terrain, especially like especially Archipelago, which the whole theme of it was these individual floating islands, and it was cool, it was fine, but I did feel myself longing for like this true kind of open world, massive forest and like terrain kind of feeling. That was a feeling that was absent from Secrets of the Obscure, in my opinion. Maybe a little bit for Naos, but I'm not a huge fan of Naos. I've always been a long time fanboy of the classic fantasy MMORPG, like open world, like fantasy forest type, grounded type maps. And that was something that I had dearly missed in Secrets of the Obscure. So it looks like this new expansion, Janthir Wilds, is literally perfect for me. Like, it looks like it really... That's the new spear there. It looks like it's really fucking going hard on the true open world feeling with their maps. And I am genuinely, that is the most excited feature. The most excited I am about feature-wise. You know what I mean? The other big thing is land spears. You may have heard about this already. The spears that we've been using for 12 years, however long it's been underwater, where they're coming to land. Basically a new weapon for all classes. I guess they saved a bit of development work using a weapon type that was technically already in the game. That's fine, whatever. If it means we get some content faster, I'm happy with that. And they will be all like brand new skills, just in case anyone was wondering. So all classes are going to get access to spears on land, and it's going to be pretty much a brand new weapon, like all brand new skills. All of them are going to be unique to every class. And if you remembered from Secrets of the Obscure, when we got our new weapons for each class, the new weapons they're no joke. They do seem to be, they are going hard on all of the new weapons. Like they're not just the same type of vibe as the core weapons. They actually are. They will usually have an extra mechanic or an extra thing, extra layer of complexity. So I am pretty keen to see how we go with the new weapons, the spears. We got a look at some new enemies here as well. These have not been explained yet. These sort of elemental looking creatures. I have no idea what the hell's going on there. They don't really excite me, to be honest. The like non-humanoid type creatures. Same thing with the Cryptus, really, to be honest, from Secrets of the Obscure. I wasn't really a huge fan of them. I don't really know why. I don't hate them, but I just feel like I can't relate to them as much, when it's a non-humanoid thing, just like it's just like this mess of floating polygons that I just kind of prefer humanoid creatures or creatures that are a bit more grounded in reality. I've got no problem with fantasy elements, but just, yeah, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. When I see that, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. It's a new elemental creature. Cool. I kind of prefer things that I can sort of relate to more. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the spears that everyone is getting. I'm hoping, me being a Revenant main, the Revenant's new weapons that we got for Secrets of the Obscure was the Revenant Scepter. Fantastic weapon for like Heal Herald, but it was, I think you could probably argue that it was not one of the greatest hits of the new weapons from Secrets of the Obscure. And especially like Engineer, everyone seems to be pretty universally unhappy with Engineer's shortbow. So I'm feeling like maybe they might have put more effort into some of the ones that got a little bit left out in Secrets of the Obscure. You know what I mean? Like maybe the ones that are going to be a true hits are the classes that weren't crowd favorites in Secrets of the Obscure. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping, maybe, me being a Revenant main, maybe we're going to get some crazy cool skills with our new land spears. But that's just me coping. That's, I'm hopeful. Here's, we get to see some of the new skills and animations with the spears, so we can, you can see very clearly, like, every class is going to be a very unique flavor. Obviously, this pet is like the Ranger. Looks like they've got a massive leap and like a spirit animal that comes out with the spear. This looks like, I feel like it could be like Elementalist. It looks like he's casting like a fireball. But then this, I don't know, this kind of reminds me of Spellbreaker here or something like that. So I'm not too sure about that one. Use like this elemental thing. Then we just get like a very standard like swing, like no. We just get this guy who's just hits them with the spear. So it looks like we're gonna have some standard, just melee spears as well. So we will see. They're gonna be doing some blog posts as well that tease each class's new spear skills a little bit before the expansion comes out, similar to what they did when we were getting the new weapons for Secrets of the Obscure. Some blog posts teasing some stuff, so I'll definitely be, at least for the Revenant, I reckon I'll be making a video on that one when that comes out, but we'll see with the rest. And then towards the end of the trailer here, we get this big, field of view thing that is going up. So it looks like this might be a little hint at maybe the big bad of this expansion. Looks like it's something big, something large. This fucking logo animation is really cool. They didn't skimp out on that logo animation, that's for sure. And now, take a look at this, gamers. The thing that most people are excited about. Check this out. One of the biggest features of this new expansion is player housing. I know a lot of people have been begging ArenaNet to add player housing for over a decade, and we're finally getting it. Personally, I don't really care that much about player housing. Like, it's cool. I'll take it. I will certainly be taking it. But I don't know. I'm not like losing my freaking marbles over player housing. We'll see how they go. I feel like it could go either way. If they phone it in, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed. But knowing ArenaNet, every now and then they will just knock something out of the park, like they did, for example, with Path of Fire with mounts. When they introduced mounts, that was something that people had been wanting for a while, but they took their time. And then when they delivered, they fucking delivered. The mounts that Guild Wars gave us with Path of Fire literally like changed the industry, set the new standard, and now like all MMOs mounts are trying to live up to what ArenaNet gave us with Path of Fire. So to be honest, I wonder if you know what I mean. I wonder if they're gonna do something similar with player housing. Maybe they're gonna fucking set a new industry standard and really just knock it out of the park. Or maybe it's just, the bare minimum. We'll see. Or maybe it might be something in between. That might be also a possibility. So we'll see what happens. And, I am like keen to try it out, but to be honest, I would consider myself a customer to be converted. Like, ArenaNet is going to have to win me over with the player housing. It has potential to be a feature that I'm really interested in, but I am not really that excited for it, like pre-launch. You know what I mean? It does have to be really good in order to sort of win me over, I reckon. So that was the little introduction trailer. This is the initial blog post where they have. Well, I guess this is not a blog post. This is just a news announcement where they have announced it. It is coming August 2024 is when the new expansion is dropping. Same thing with Secrets of the Obscure. We're going to get an initial drop and then 3 sort of updates, quarterly patch updates throughout the year. 4 total updates. Same kind of thing as Secrets of the Obscure. Hopefully a little bit more refined. If you've seen sort of their recent blog posts where they sort of reminisced about Secrets of the Obscure and talked about things that they thought worked and what didn't. It sounds like they have really learnt a lot of lessons, and hopefully we get like a more refined sort of expansion here. So homesteads, this is the player housing. This is the one of the biggest new features. And it is going to incorporate you. You're not going to have to use like the new homesteads and your original home instance. A lot of people were worried about that. You can put your nodes that you've unlocked from your home instance into the homestead, so it's not going to be just like a hat on a hat. Now you have to fucking do 2 separate things. Like, they're kind of combining together in a way. We've got the obviously wielding spears on land. This is essentially a new weapon for every class. This is one of the other major features of the new expansion. This is probably, I'm a lot more excited for this one than the homesteads, that's for sure. And probably the third big feature. A lot of people thought it would never happen. We're getting a new flipping raid wing. This is something that I'm pretty interested in as well. I'm not like a hardcore raider, but I have been slowly getting into raids over the last 6 months, 6 to a year. Something like, I've been slowly learning the raid wings and having a great time. I think the raids are some fantastic endgame content. Just takes a little bit more effort to get into them is all. And yeah, it was pretty much, the raid community was convinced raids were over. But no, we're getting an 8th raid wing, standard instanced 10-man raid wing, and we're also getting that same raid wing like in an open world instance. Like, you can play it as a meta event, is what it sounds like, an open world meta event, the same raid wing, which is really interesting, and I really hope this goes well, because if it doesn't, it's likely that we will never get another raid wing. You know what I mean? This is the way that they are sort of, in my opinion, this is how they're making raids viable for them to put development time into. I think they've mentioned in the past that like 5% of the community raids, it's a very small percentage like that. So that's kind of why they stopped developing the raids. It just wasn't worth the development time and money to do that for something that they're just not making their a return on business wise. So a lot more of the player base does open world meta events. Open world is what Guild Wars is known for. That's one of their strengths. So making this raid wing, sort of, I assume it's gonna be easier and available in the open world. You don't have to find a group or anything like that. You just go out and you just blast, and you're gonna have like up to 50 or more players with you doing it at the same time. That's something that everyone can do, and it's going to be a lot more than 5%. So that's kind of like makes all of that development worth it. So I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty keen to see how that goes, and I hope that people enjoy it. And I hope it's good. I hope I enjoy it, because basically I am assuming if it goes well, that means we will probably get some more of these raid wings. If maybe they might even go back and do this kind of thing with some old raid wings. Who knows? Here's a feature of the new expansion that I don't really know why they went ahead and did this. The Secrets of the Obscure had the sky scale, which is just like one of the most useful and versatile mounts in the game. This expansion has the Warclaw, like pretty much the worst mount that you can use in PvE. Obviously, it's the only mount that you can use in World vs. World, but in PvE, the Warclaw is like, it's just like a worse Raptor. I am very interested to see how this goes. So it looks like, they're kind of re-releasing the Warclaw, same that they did with the Skyscale with Secrets of the Obscure. It's cool that it seems like we're going to get a new sort of method of acquisition for the Warclaw. Like I will assume that you can unlock the Warclaw through PvE now. Just doing the story, you can unlock the Warclaw and then hopefully take that into World v. World. Because I think it's actually a big thing that keeps new players out of World v. World is it's not super easy, intuitive, or quick to unlock the Warclaw for brand new players to World v. World. I know I struggled when I was first unlocking my Warclaw. It's a little bit convoluted. You have to like unlock a collection or something and then do a reward track and then buy a thing. It's weird. I know it's probably simple to you World v. World veterans, but for newer players, it's a bit weird. So this is definitely going to be good if they do it like that. Honestly, big missed opportunity if they don't. Being able to unlock the Warclaw in PvE and then just take that straight into World v. World, so you're not like at a disadvantage straight away, is going to do wonders for new player experience in World v. World, I reckon. It looks like we're gonna obviously get a lot more gem store skins for the Warclaw, which is pretty cool. I like this one. It reminds me of like a Maine Coon, like one of those massive cats. Pretty cute. But yeah, just man, I really hope that they've got to do something with the Warclaw. They've got to make it better. They've got to make it more viable. Otherwise, why on earth would you want to use the Warclaw in PvE for any reason other than like they stop you from using any other mount? You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna be traversing long distances horizontally, the Raptor is better. If you're going to be going vertical distance, the Skyscale or the Springer is better. The Jackal is like better going uphill or going through tight spaces. It's just like it's the worst mount in PvE. Any other mount is like better in every situation. I don't know what is gonna go on here. They have to like change it up. They have to make it better, I guess. But then they can't make it better in World v. World. Otherwise, it's gonna just ruin how that game mode works. So I'm very interested to see what they do with this. Bold move. Bold move. For you PvP enjoyers, this is not something that we've seen for a very long time, if ever, I guess. They're developing a new PvP mode. This is not necessarily part of the new expansion. This is obviously core. But this is pretty exciting for a lot of PvP enjoyers. I'm not one of them, so I don't really care, but I'll give it a go if that comes out. And it's also coming to the Epic Game Store. That's pretty cool. They're still, going heightening their horizons. They released on Steam. What was that? Yeah, last year or the year before, pretty recently. Now we're going to the Epic Game Store. Hopefully, this is good. This is just hopefully going to bring in more new players, which is always a good thing. So, lovely stuff. So yeah, that's basically it. That's all I got to say. What do you reckon about the new expansion? Let me know in the comments. Again, for me personally, it's kind of funny. Like the single biggest thing that I'm excited about is not even one of the main features. These are cool. Homesteads are cool. New weapons, cool. I'll take it. New raid wing, hell yeah. But the biggest thing that I'm keen for is just like the vibe I'm getting of these new maps. Look at this. This looks fucking sick. Bit of Drizzlewood vibes. I'm hoping to get a map in like the Woodland Cascades. And it looks like this sort of type of architecture, I'm assuming, is the architecture of those Coden, the sort of wild Coden bears that we saw in this trailer. These lads.
My bearkin have lived
Bearkin. I'm assuming that's their architecture. So we've got a new race of people to interact with. We got some. This looks like their architecture. Yeah, very keen, and stay tuned. That's it. That's everything. That's everything from me. I'm done. I'm out of here. All right. Bye.